Hi, I'm Teddy Burris, your Google Workspace and Gmail strategist, and I'm going to answer these 4 questions in one video, and I'll put in the video description the table of contents so you can go to each one individually if you would like. But before I answer these questions, please hit that subscribe button. It's the only payment that I request for creating these videos to help you use Google Workspace and Gmail as business tools. Let's start with question number 1. How do you block an email ID in Gmail? I think they mean an email address, and I think they mean in the context of receiving messages through Gmail from that email address. Let me show you how I would do this. Number 1. So first of all, one way to do it, which is not the most permanent way, would be to bring up a message like the one I got here from NC Wiseman Burris Consulting, and you click these 3 dots and you report it as spam or report it as phishing. Now I'm going to get the Google support documents to be clear about what happens with that, but I'm pretty sure what happens is only refers to this one message. So it's not going to block this email address. It's only going to impact this message. So let me show you a better way of doing it. A better way of doing it would be to click on the message here and click on these three dots and click on filter messages like these. When I filter messages like these, it's going to say from that email address, and then I have to create a filter. Now when I create a filter, here's the options to permanently, most deliberately, get rid of messages from that email address. First of all, I want to mark it as read so it's not an unread message sitting out there somewhere. And I can either skip the inbox and archive it, which is going to leave it in my all mail folder. But better than that, just hit delete. Mark it as read, drop it in the trash, and every 30 days it'll go away. That is the best way to block emails that come in from a specific email address so that it always goes away. Let's go to question number 2. How do you delete all of the same emails or keywords on your Gmail account? So let's go take a look at that. So I can go to my email. Here's my Gmail account. And by the way, this same functionality will work for Google Workspace as well. And I can go up here and I say, I want to find all the emails that have the word Google Alerts in them. So just type Google Alerts. There they are there. And then once I have this search up here, I can click this little button right there, and then I can click the trash can to delete them. That's the quickest and easiest way. Look for keywords, bring up that entire list, select all the records or all the emails and hit the delete button. Say I don't want to find based on keywords. Let's say I want to find based on just an email address. Boom, google.com. All the emails that came in from anybody related to google.com. And if I want to, I can be even more purposeful. I can go over here and I can say from google.com and hit search. And it refines it even tighter. So it's all the ones that are from google.com. And then, same thing, click right here to select them all, hit the delete. This is the easiest way to do it. Use the Google search power built into Gmail and Google Workspace to find the messages you want and hit the delete button. Question number 3. If I upload files on Google Drive, I think on or to, I'm not sure, can I delete the original after to save space? So if you've uploaded files into your Google Drive, I mean, here's I can go get a file. Let's go find a file. I'm going to upload a file. I'm going to get a file from my computer. Let's go to desktop. Let's get this file and this file and this file, and let's hit open and upload those files. It's uploaded them, 1, 2, 3. There they are right there. So now if I want to, I can go back to Finder or go back to Windows Explorer, whatever tool you're using, and I can select those files if I want to and delete them because they're stored now in Google Drive. So this is only if what you're doing is manually uploading files from your desktop to Google Drive, which is what I did. And then if you did that, you can delete them. Now this is not relevant to if you're connecting your computer to Google Drive. That's another conversation for another day. To answer the question, right here the question was simply put to me, after uploading files, can I delete the originals? And the answer is yes. Let's go to question number 4. My Gmail account didn't log in because I lost my SIM and the 2-step authentication is on it. But I remember my email address and I remember my password. What should I do? Well, this is a tough one. So when you go to log in, the next step is going to ask me for my password, and I know my password, but then it's going to ask me to do the 2-step authentication. If you did not have a cell phone authentication and an additional email address authentication, save the authentication backup codes, then this gets really problematic because you had 3 options there. Phone number authentication, secondary email address authentication. You also have backup code authentication. You also, if you had the Google or the Gmail app running on a mobile phone or another device, you could go to Gmail on a mobile device and validate it as well. So there's a lot of options there for validation. If you don't have those set up, it makes it nearly impossible, but maybe not impossible. What I recommend you do is you go to log in as far as you can. And when it gets to the part where it wants the 2-step authentication, look and see if there's a validate account with another option. Sometimes there's a validate account with another option there. And you can click on that, and that's going to ask you, then it's going to go for the email address, and then it's going to go for the other ways of validating your account. And just be very deliberate when you click on each option. Follow the steps as best you can. Be careful about spelling. If it asks you for a prior password, make sure you type that in as best you can. If it asks you where you last logged in, or it asks you what your other devices were, just answer the questions as best you can. I have no magic other than follow the Google login processes and use all of the available options available to you to be able to get back into that account. That's all I have. I can't jeopardize my own accounts to test this, but I really strongly encourage you to look for that option. Instead of forgot password, it's going to say validate with other options, and follow those prompts, and I hope that solves your problem.